Hello everyone, and welcome back to 3 Ps in the Pod. I'm Alexa,
And I'm Ashley.
and today we're going to be talking about microcontrollers. But first, let's talk about safety. First, make sure all long hair is pulled back. Next, make sure all dangling jewelry is removed. Finally, don't forget to put your safety glasses on. So, let's get back to microcontrollers. A microcontroller is basically a mini computer.
So, what does that even mean? We know it probably doesn't mean much to you, but we're going to explain what it can be useful for.
Today, we're going to be working with Arduino, which is a programmable circuit board. So, what that means is you can write code on your computer and then upload it to the board so it can perform whatever functions you want it to. It does this using a series of input and output pins that allow it to communicate with the code.
Okay, so I know this probably sounds really confusing and overwhelming, but we're going to try to break it down for you into a few simple components.
Some examples of what you can do with a microcontroller are, you can unlock your dorm room with a doorbell that texts you,
You can text your roommate.
feed your gerbil,
You can text your gerbil.
feed your roommate,
Make a light show in your room.
make sure all of your appliances at home are turned off remotely.
And much, much more.
Now, let's talk about the board itself. Today, we'll be using an Arduino Uno board to run a traffic light program.
What's basically going to happen is that based off some code we wrote on the Arduino program on our computer, the green LED will light up when this button is pressed. A few seconds later, the light will turn yellow and then eventually red, just like traffic lights.
Let's talk a little bit about the pins on the Arduino board. There are analog pins and digital pins. The analog pins can range from outputting 0 to 5 volts, while the digital pins only work with high or low voltage. There's no in between. There are also 3 ground pins, 2 power pins, either 3.3 volts or 5 volts, and a voltage pin for an external power source.
Now let's look at how we wired our circuit. We used a breadboard, which is a great way to prototype circuits because they can be easily moved around and adjusted. The way a breadboard works is that the lines down the sides are all connected by column for power and ground. In the middle part, the rows are also connected on each half of the board.
We're going to use this button to act as a pedestrian crossing button. When pressed, the traffic light progression will begin. Once you're done wiring your board, you can verify your code and then upload it to your board using the USB port.
And look, now you have a functioning microcontroller.
Trust me, we know how overwhelming this might seem right now, but with practice, it'll start to make so much more sense.
So that's it for today, but we'll see you next time.
But for now, we're
2 Ps in the pod.